But okay, so I'm gonna move on. We have another question
Sure.
here. So
Hmm.
the next question is, what problems do you commonly see that students run into in their dance training, and what advice do you have to give them to help them make their way through?
Okay, from like I've trained a lot of people over, a lot of years. Like at my studio I've had for 34 years, and I've been training people even a little bit longer than that. And so for me, the obstacles the students have is, I think, universally, some people come in entirely motivated to be better. And those students are seeking out information and taking a lot of lessons. The problems they have are probably finding the best situation for them. They always think the grass is greener on the other side. So they're looking around, they go to a comp, they see, oh, well, this student dances with the US finalists. Well, of course they're going to beat me. Well, and I'm here to tell you that's not entirely true. So the obstacle is for the student to become more focused on their own training and not worry about what's going on without them in the other areas, and become great with the situation. Find your pool of coaches, find the commitment that people have to you. And a lot of times, some of the best teachers are the ones that really didn't have a tremendous career as a competitor. So you're going to get a lot from them. So I think that's one obstacle for the dedicated, really committed student. And there's a lot of those in this country. The next tier is the students that have the potential to be good, but they're not that motivated by it. So sometimes finding motivation to want to stick with it and be part of it. And that's sometimes the teacher or the circumstances can help with that. But a lot of times people get discouraged by bad results, or they don't feel they're as good as the next person, or they don't have the money to have 20 lessons a week, they get one every 2 weeks. You can't be discouraged by that. So obstacles for students who are at a sort of a lower commitment tier is finding the motivation to move forward. And I think that and then there's one more tier, the new dancer. We love what we do, we're into it, but not everybody is. And so what we need to do is share our joy and interest of what we do and show the newer student, maybe who's not so committed to it, maybe likes tennis or golf, that there's something there for them. And sometimes it's hard for them to find the motivation, but that's what our job is. So there's a lot of obstacles students have to overcome. Most of it, I think, comes with the motivation factor and sometimes the envy factor, thinking things are better other places. And I really encourage students not to flip around and change teachers, but to stay with who they have and find that you will build a great relationship and a very successful partnership. So there you
Yeah,
go.
that was awesome, very helpful. Uh, I know lots of students do have an issue with finding the right teachers, how they'll phrase it,
Mm-hmm.
and like you said, I mean, it's kind of like you can't know what you don't know. Um, so it's like you want to learn how to dance, but you really don't know what dance is yet.
Yes.
So how are you supposed to it's difficult. How are you supposed to be the judge of what's best for your process of learning if you have
Yeah.
no idea what the process is you're supposed to go through?
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
yeah, trusting in someone in that situation is, I think, the only thing you gotta do. And yeah, you make that decision hopefully in the very beginning, just when you meet them, based off of character,
Yeah.
communication, conversation that you're having, and those things. And I'm not going to say there aren't times when it's good to find a new teacher. Sometimes
No,
people's paths go different
that's right.
ways.
Sometimes
But
that's
that's
totally the way to do it. But usually that's a mutually agreed upon situation. And I think that everything has a lifespan. And you start to know when that is. And when things begin, you got to follow your gut instinct. Comfort, discomfort. Oh, I'm uncomfortable here. Let me look. But what I encourage people is training is readily available in this country now. I mean, you can get training anywhere, but it's hard to get a right personality that you work well with and feel comfortable with. So the training is fairly easy to acquire. The circumstances and the great relationship is not as easy. So I encourage people to sort of pursue their goals with someone they feel very, very comfortable doing it with.
great advice.
Yeah.
Great advice.